Question 20. Based on the passage, it is safe to assume that the answer is H. It is safe to assume that current research is focusing on diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease. The whole passage is about the diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease. The main idea of the whole passage being that Alzheimer's is a difficult to diagnose disease because there isn't a definitive test for the disease, and scientists are working for such a specific test, probably by using genetic markers. And if you go through the entire reading, looking at your annotations or side notes, it should be very obvious to you that this whole article is about diagnosis, problem with diagnosis, definitive diagnosis, and the imperfect diagnosis that we have right now because we don't have a specific test for Alzheimer's for living patients, so we could only do it by exclusion of other diseases, other similar diseases that cause similar symptoms. So the whole article is about diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease, and the problems in the current diagnosis and the promising future, the promising future technology, such as using genetic markers. So clearly, if the answer is H, especially if you've written down the main idea and after annotating the article. The other choices: F, Alzheimer's disease will never be cured. That's nowhere in the article. G, a vaccine may one day prevent Alzheimer's disease. Nowhere in the article talks about vaccine which prevents Alzheimer's disease. Nowhere in the article. J, Alzheimer's disease is becoming more prevalent in our society. This article does not talk about the prevalence of Alzheimer's disease or how commonly it is occurring in our societies. That's not anywhere in the article, and you could pretty much rule out all these three other choices by going through the whole reading again, going through your annotations or side notes, and going through the main idea that you've written down after you've read and annotated the whole article. And if you're still not sure, just reread the whole article, and it should be clear that all these three other choices are not in the article, and H is the answer. The whole article is about the diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease.